On December 1st of last year, we received a 911 call from 52-year-old Keith Smart that his wife Jacquelyn had been stabbed to death after giving money to a panhandler in the 1000 block of Valley Street in East Baltimore. We now know that that was not true. Earlier this morning, after a lengthy investigation, 52-year-old Keith Smart and his daughter, 28-year-old Valeria Smith, were arrested in Harlingen, Texas, near the Mexican border, and now have been charged with first-degree murder. During the course of our investigation, we developed evidence that Mr. Smith was leaving Maryland, so we made the appropriate national notifications, and the Texas State Police arrested him this morning. All of our investigators prepared arrest warrants for both Keith Smart and Valeria Smith, outlining the evidence in this case to a judge who reviewed and signed the warrants for first-degree murder. So while I cannot go into tactical or investigative details about the case so as not to compromise the integrity of the investigation, I can say that there was outstanding detective work involved from the very beginning and great coordination and collaboration with the state's attorney's office, the Maryland Transportation Authority Police, and the Department of Homeland Security. This case, like all of these cases, certainly is a terrible tragedy. Jacquelyn Smith was an innocent victim, and so I hope you will keep her in your thoughts and in your prayers. I commend the investigators who worked and continue to work on this case for their tenacity, their thoroughness, their dedication to detail. And of course, this case remains open and is an ongoing investigation.
Thank you to our detectives for all the work that they've done in this case, and to Jacquelyn Smith's family. We are sincerely in pain for that family, and also for the citizens of Baltimore, because these individuals took advantage of a situation, a city that is already dealing with its own problems. So we're looking forward to this cruel act being brought to justice.
I am incredibly proud of the work that these officers and these detectives have done in this particular case. Oftentimes we have these negative depictions about our city, and it's rather unfortunate when people take advantage of these negative perceptions. I can tell you that this is an example where collaborative efforts of the Baltimore Police Department and my office were able to get to the truth of the matter and to get to the bottom and to pursue, in the end, justice for Jacquelyn Smith. And that's, in the end, what this is all about.
The information and the evidence points to it was not a panhandler. And people should still take caution and use due diligence when doing anything like that anywhere in America. But it points to the fact that it was not a panhandler and that the circumstances were very different. And people took advantage of Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And what we want to make sure is that the truth comes out and justice is done.
My daughter out to celebrate a birthday party, and we were taking her home. She lives on the next block over. We stopped here on this corner. A girl was out here with what looked like a baby in her hand, and it was raining. And my wife felt moved to give her some money. So reluctantly, because my wife usually don't do it, I wound the window down, and when she did, some guy came over to say, "Can I thank her?" And as he did that, and I'm not thinking he gonna do what he did, he commenced to stabbing my wife. Snatched her necklace before I knew it, and the girl snatched a little pocketbook in the seat, and they both ran. I jumped out the car to run, but I heard my wife screaming, so I came back to the car. And the police officer I talked to on 911 told me it was a good thing I didn't follow him. He said, because then I could have set myself up to getting hurt. But by the time I got my wife to the hospital, to John Hopkins, the 911 operator, he was a beautiful person. He told me to put pressure on her wounds. And I got her to the hospital, and 2 hours later, they said she didn't survive her wounds. But I need people to know that, because I'm a minister, I'm a man of God, and I try to help people. But we're in our last days, and we need to understand there's some desperate people that they don't need help. They're trying to hurt you. So I'm going to make it my life work before I'm going to let the world know my wife didn't die in vain. So I want to try to get a law passed against banning this epidemic of these people out here begging for money and getting close proximity of your car. Because this girl actually said, "God bless you," when that guy did that. So that's letting you know. So I just want that word to get out for anybody that's in Baltimore. Be careful when we see these panhandlers out and getting close proximity to your car. Because like me, I'm from Baltimore. The last thing I thought that they were going to take my wife's life. And so now I got to live with that. I got to live with that every day.
Seeking the public's help and identifying the suspects involved in what we consider to be a very heinous murder here at Chase and Valley of Mrs. Smith. We're seeking to identify a black female in her 20s, medium brown skin complexion, medium build, approximately 5 foot in height, possible drug user wearing a long brown coat, carrying a sign that says, "Help me feed my baby," and carrying what could be a baby in her arms. We're also looking for a black male, 30s, medium complexion, approximately 5'10", average build. He has a goatee and wearing a black hoodie. They're using this ruse as panhandlers to get the attention of their would-be victim. And we also want to caution the public about engaging with panhandlers and recognizing the fact that not all of them have honest intent. Not all of them are in real need. This murder, again, was caused as a result of a ruse that was used by the suspect.
Good afternoon, my faithful lawyer YouTube subscribers. Today is Monday, March 4th. The year is 2019. So, wow, this is a shocker. The woman, the husband and stepdaughter, who blamed a panhandler, a homeless woman with a baby, for the woman's stabbing death in Baltimore. They have been arrested in her killing. The husband and stepdaughter of Jacquelyn Smith, the woman who was killed in the East Baltimore stabbing in December after her husband said she gave money out of the car window to a panhandler, have been arrested in her death. This is very shocking. Jacquelyn Smith, she was 54. She was an electrical engineer at Aberdeen Proving Ground, was stabbed to death at about 12:30 a.m. on December 1st at North Valley and East Chase Streets, according to police. This days after the stabbing, Keith Smith and Valeria Smith, who also identified as herself as Siobhan, appeared at a tearful news conference at the scene. They blamed Jacquelyn Smith's death on a man who approached their car after she reached out the window to give money to a woman begging in the rain with a baby. They said the man came up to the car under the guise of thanking Jacquelyn Smith and reached into the car and snatched her necklace and pocketbook and stabbing her in the process. All lies. All lies. A pack of lies. It's said that it's funny when you look back on it. There were a lot of people who were in the comment section of my YouTube video I did about the incident who said they didn't believe the story. They did not believe anything. Some people who lived in Baltimore were like, this just doesn't make sense. They knew the area. They knew, they just didn't believe it. They thought it was all false. So for them to be arrested and charged with her murder is rather shocking to me. Didn't even go on TV and lie like that. And the police have not released all the details as to why they have charged these two. They haven't released all the details about the death of what they found out, their investigation discovered. So it is rather, like I say, rather shocking that these two. But people in my comment section were saying that this couple, they didn't believe this lie, and they felt like this was something that was not true. And lo and behold, they tried to escape to Mexico. They actually, when the warrant was being issued, I guess they found out some way, somehow, and they fled. They're trying to flee to Mexico. You have to wonder what could have been the issue that they had to kill this woman. What was it? You never know what's going on in people's heads and minds. And I tell you one thing though, it's just another deadly day in Niggerville. It's a sad shame that she got killed by her own husband and his stepdaughter. And I wonder, I don't know if anybody knows this. How long were they married? I was trying to research it to see how long he had been married to her. Did anybody, if you find out how long, if you guys who live in the Baltimore area, if you read any reports, just put it in the comment section. I mean, how could you go from... People are crazy today. These niggas are crazy today. You in the damn house. You didn't stage your wife's death. But you're responsible in some way or another. You're responsible for what happened to her. I wonder, who stabbed her? Was it him? Was it his daughter? What happened? And what were they hoping to gain by this woman's death? What were they trying to hide, so to speak? They had to have a reason why they wanted this woman dead. You just have to wonder. But a lot of people had said they thought that this was fake. They didn't believe it. They didn't believe it. They thought it was fake from the very beginning, just like that boy in Chicago's mess. A lot of people said they thought that was fake from the very beginning. It's interesting now the police do their investigation. Once they do their investigation, get started investigating, and really it's kind of hard to try to get away with this stuff. Excuse me. I took these pain pills for my back, and I don't pain pills feeling kind of good. I'm like, what in the world is going on over here? I'm like, hey. Yeah, I took some, and it's an over-counter medication. Normally it doesn't make me drowsy like this. And then I did just get to eating, and that niggitis is settling in too, so it's like, it's a double whammy, pain pills and a belly full of food. Yeah, but I just want to do a quick video to brief discuss that. I found it sad, scary. And like I said, I really would like to know, how long was he married to this woman? What had he hoped to, what was the situation between the two of them? If anybody can if I'm sure they're discussing it all over the Baltimore news today. If anybody finds out how long they were married, just put, because I'm very curious to know. Wow, it's just sad. And unfortunately, this does happen in all races. I mean, I've seen Asian. The past year, there have been incidents in Atlanta where Asians have killed their wives and husbands. You just have to wonder. But anyway, this is going to be a short video. And some people say I got it wrong. I would have to go back and look at my other video to see what I said. But I'm sure I was saying another deadly day in Niggerville. Because regardless of what took place, it was some niggas that killed her. That part I got right. So there's no need for apologizing. Anyway, if you like this video and like my other video, y'all make sure y'all share my videos with family members and friends. I look forward to reading y'all's comments. This will be a brief video. Today it is Monday, March 4th. The year is 2019. I'm out of here. Enjoy your Monday.